Did you know there's a secret language that you already understand? You hear it all the time in your favorite movies, TV shows, and especially in video games. It's a language that can tell these huge, epic stories without using a single word. So how does it work? Let's break it down.
Think about it. You're exploring a new area in a game, right? And the music is all calm and peaceful. Then, all of a sudden, it gets super intense. You know, without even seeing anything, that something's about to go down. How does that happen? How can a bunch of notes tell you a story? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into.
So, this whole thing, music telling a story, isn't just some modern trick for movie soundtracks. It's been around for a long, long time. And it actually has a name: program music. Okay, so what is program music? Put simply, it's music that's on a mission. Its whole job is to paint a picture in your mind, or maybe tell the story of a character, or even describe an event. Composers will get ideas from poems or paintings or whatever, and then translate that idea into pure sound. It's all about making you see and feel things just by listening. Here's a good way to think about it. Program music is kind of like a big story-driven video game, you know? An RPG with characters, a plot, a whole world to explore. The opposite of that is something called absolute music, and that's more like a puzzle game. It's not about a story. It's just about the music itself, the cool patterns and sounds. Both are awesome, just doing different things.
So how do composers actually pull this off? How do they make a bunch of instruments tell a coherent story? Well, they've got this secret toolkit with all these techniques that are basically cheat codes for writing with sound. Let's open it up.
The first tool in the box is called orchestration. Just think of an orchestra like a sports team. The composer, they're the coach. And a coach doesn't just send everyone out on the field at once, right? No way. They pick specific players to do specific jobs at just the right moment. Composers do the exact same thing with their instruments. So let's look at the roster. You've got your strings, the violins and cellos. They're great for those flowing, emotional moments. Then you have the woodwinds, like flutes, which are perfect for stuff like bird calls or creating a light, airy feeling. But when you need power, you call in the heavy hitters, the brass. Your trumpets and horns for those huge, heroic moments. And of course, you've got percussion, the drums and cymbals. They bring the drama, the battles, the thunderstorms.
All right, so the composer has their team. Let's add a couple more tools to the kit. These next two are all about making the story they're telling even more clear and exciting.
So, the two big moves are, first, you create themes for your characters, and second, you add in musical sound effects. Now, they have some pretty fancy official names, thematic representation and tone painting, but trust me, the ideas behind them are super simple.
First up, thematic representation. This is so cool. It's basically giving a character their own personal theme song. It's like a walk-up song in baseball. You hear that music and you know exactly who is about to step on screen. A hero might get this big, awesome, soaring theme, while the villain gets something low and dark and kind of creepy. The music tells you who they are before they even do anything.
And that second tool, tone painting, that's just musical sound effects. I mean, literally. The composer uses the instruments to imitate sounds from the real world. You might hear quick, plucky notes from a violin that sound just like raindrops, or a deep, low rumble from the drums that feels exactly like thunder. It makes everything feel so much more real.
Now, these ideas and tools weren't just invented for the movies. We've got to go back in time to meet the original masters, the composers who perfected the secret language and pretty much wrote the playbook for every soundtrack we love today.
The golden age for this stuff was really the 1800s. It was part of a bigger artistic movement called the Romantic period. And this was a time when artists were all about big emotions, wild imagination, and telling epic stories. So, it was the absolute perfect environment for program music to just explode.
And the stories these composers told were just wild. You have this guy Hector Berlioz, whose Symphony Fantastique is basically a musical diary about his obsession with someone. Then there's Mussorgsky, who wrote pictures at an exhibition. The music literally takes you on a tour of an art gallery, with a different piece for each painting. And of course, Tchaikovsky, who used the orchestra to tell the entire tragic story of Romeo and Juliet.
Okay, so we've hung out with some composers from the 19th century. Cool. But now, let's jump in a time machine and bring this whole idea right back to today and see how it connects to your world.
You might be sitting there thinking, okay, cool history lesson, but what does music from like 200 years ago have to do with me? Well, it has everything to do with you, because the tradition these guys started is everywhere.
I mean, you hear it every single day. Those epic movie scores that give you goosebumps, that's program music. The atmospheric soundtracks in video games that build tension or let you know you found a safe spot, that's program music. Every single TV show theme song that perfectly captures the vibe of the show, yep, it's all the same language, just being used with modern technology.
So if you take one thing away from this, it's this. Program music is the original blueprint for every soundtrack you love. It's a language that was designed to tell stories. And the cool part is, now you know the basics. You know how to listen for character themes and for musical sound effects, and how different instruments are used to make you feel things. You can decode the story.
All right, so I've got a challenge for you. The next time you're watching a movie or playing a game, just for a minute, close your eyes and just listen. Don't just hear the music in the background, really listen to it. Now that you know the secret language, ask yourself, what story is the music really trying to tell me?